we got lucky and were able to, well, at least I was able to join a tournament at Edmond Unplugged this week that was starter decks. And so Simple and I both have a starter deck, and I wanted to teach her how to play. And I thought, hey, let's show everybody so everybody can kind of see an example of how to play. Are you ready?
I think so.
Awesome. All right, so we're gonna switch over to an actual play map. So as you can see in front of us, both of us have just a play mat from prior games.
He's my derpy. I got her special.
And we have our decks. So the starter deck comes with 60 cards in it, and one booster in the deck. So for the tournament that we played in, it was just kind of casual, but you could use that starter deck to replace anything in the deck that you wanted to that was in your chosen inks. So just a real quick rundown. So there are 6 inks in Lorcana. There is Sapphire, there is Ruby, there is Amethyst, Emerald, Steel, and Topaz. Yeah. So you get to play with 2 inks max in normal either constructed decks or in this type deck. So I got the deck that is pre-built with the steel and blue, and Simple has the green-red deck over there. Each deck kind of has their own specialties, things they're good at. But yeah, we're just going to kind of dive in and just play a game, and she'll learn as we go. The overall objective of this game is to get to 20 lore. Hey, Jess, will you adjust your camera down just a little bit on your actual face? Because you're way low on that screen. A little bit more if you can. Perfect. The Red Dirt D&D or Red Dirt RPG logo was covering your face completely. Mm-hmm.
No one needs to see me. They want to. This is the important part.
So, to start a game, you can roll a die. You can flip a coin. So I'm just going to flip a coin. I have a damage counter here that's actually 5 on one side, 1 on the other. Simple. Call it in the air.
You didn't even give me like a count of 3 or anything. I just have to make a decision right now.
Yeah, 1 or 5.
I don't like either of those numbers. Let's go with 5.
It is a 5. Would you like to go first, or would you like to go second?
I don't know what I'm doing, so I don't know why you would ask me to go first.
Okay, I'll go first so that you can kind of see. So when you start the game, each player will draw 7 cards. So we're gonna draw
So we
1,
draw 7 cards. Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Don't look behind you.
I'm not gonna look behind me. All right. Okay. So when you look at your hand, Simple,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna notice a couple things, and I'm actually just gonna throw these down here on my playmat.
What the hell?
I know, so that everybody can kind of see.
The glare is so bad you can't see anything on those middle ones. There you go.
All right. So we play on the sides. So there's a couple of different card types. So first one I have here is, let's see if that can be seen. Might have to show that afterward. But that is a action song card. As you're looking at them, you notice in the top corner here is their cost. So each card has a cost in order to play it. Okay. If it has this lovely circle around it, that means that card can be used as ink in your hand. So it can become ink to play other cards. As I said, so we have song cards, we have action cards, and then you have monster cards. So when you're looking at your hand, you want to figure out kind of where you're looking. You're not going to want high cost because you can only play 1 ink per turn unless you have a card that lets you do more. That's kind of the key on that. You can summon as much and use as much as you have ink to do. So at the start of the game, there's a rule called a mulligan. So you can look at your cards and decide how many of these you want to keep in your starting hand and turn the others back in and draw again until you have 7 cards. So since I'm going first, I am going to send that one.
Just so you know, I can see your cards from your top view. So you should sit just a little bit further back.
It's a learning game, okay?
Okay, I know, but just like...
I hear you.
I'm trying not to cheat.
All right, so I take 4 cards. You put them on the bottom of your deck. And then you will draw 4 new. Okay. Simple. Did you want to do any with yours?
I'm good.
Okay. And then so I'm first player, so I don't get to draw this turn. Simple. When you go, you will draw a card. That's how you start every round. Okay. So
isn't that the same as Keyforge?
It is. Actually, no, Keyforge was draw back up to 7 at the start.
Well, okay.
Yep.
I'm trying to... There's another card game that does that. I don't... Maybe... No, MLP didn't do that. I don't know.
Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make ink. So I'm going to take a card from my hand that is inkable. Okay. I'm going to show it to my opponent.
I have no idea what that card is, but...
So this is the Beast. It is an ink cost of 5.
Is there a reason it's upside down? Is that how you designate it?
No, I showed it to you. And then once it's ink, it goes face down.
Okay.
Once you make a card ink, it will never come face up again. Okay?
Okay.
So I have 1 ink out there. And I am going to end my turn because that is all I can do. I cannot summon or do anything on my turn.
So I get my cards and I draw a card?
You draw a card.
Cool. And then I say, so here's a Horus.
Mm-hmm. The Horus is a 3, right?
I'm going to ink him.
Yep.
So I'm just going to put him over there, and he's now Inky Boy. Yep. And I don't have anything that just costs 1 ink, and I just played it, and so we're your turn.
Correct. So now it's my second turn, so I get to draw a card.
Rude.
I'm going to ink a card. It's a Kristoff. It is Kristoff. Yep. It is worth 3.
Kristoff?
Yep. So.
I mean, it's only 1 ink. Ink is ink.
Yep. Ink is just 1 ink. It's just he costs 3. So now I have 2 ink.
Which means you're going to buy stuff.
I am. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use a song card. So I'm going to spend my 2 ink.
Okay.
So I'm showing that it's spent. It's changed directions there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And play 1 jump ahead. 1 jump ahead of the lawman. 1 jump. And basically what that does for me is I get to take the top card from my deck and make it ink.
No matter if it's inkable or not?
Correct.
Cool.
I don't know what that card is. I don't get to know what that card is.
Cool.
So, but that's that card.
All right.
I'm going to slide my deck over so that I'm underneath my discard pile. But you see, that was basically a way for me to create more ink in 1 turn than I should have been able to. So.
And now it's my turn?
Yep.
Okay, so I drew my card. And then I'm going to show you another Horus. And I ink him. He's dead. Nobody likes him. Okay, and then that's my turn because I don't have any fancy 2-cost cards that can make me ink stuff or do anything else useful in this present moment.
So I will point out, notice neither of us have any creatures on the board. When we played in the tournament, this was not normal. So typically you're going to, when you draw that starter hand, you're going to make sure you have something that's 1 or 2 inks so that you can get going on the board. You don't want to keep all the expensive stuff. I know it sounds fun to keep them, but that sometimes can come back to bite you.
I'm learning. I don't know what I'm doing.
Perfectly fine.
You're supposed to be teaching me.
What I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm going to draw a card. I am going to ink a magical golden flower.
Really? But that's such a pretty card.
It is.
So now you have 4 inks?
I do have 4 inks.
Oh, you're gonna bring out a fat boy.
So I'm going to spend 2 ink. And I'm going to bring in Grandma Tala. So what? She is a creature card.
Okay?
Yeah. But creatures who come in are tired. From the way this game describes it is their ink is still wet. So they can't be used on the first turn that they're brought in.
Summoning sickness.
Essentially, if you've played Magic or other games, yeah, summoning sickness. But Lorcana, the ink is still wet for summoning them. The next I'm going to do, I'm going to spend my last 2 ink for this round. And summon an Aurora.
Oh, wow.
So I now have 2 out here. And that is my turn.
Okay, and I draw. Okay, and then so I'm going to, what am I gonna do? Are both of your thingies still exerted?
They are not, they just are not dry yet.
Well, but they're ready.
They will be on my turn.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to ink a stolen scimitar.
Okay.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
When I play an ink, can I use it immediately, or is it wet?
So when you play an ink, it can be spent immediately, unless a card stated otherwise. So like when I played One Jump Ahead, it specifically stated that the ink was already exerted. It had already been used for this turn.
Okay. So I'm gonna spend my inkies, all 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna summon a Jasper. And he's wet and he can't do anything. And then it's the end of my turn, and now he is not exerted, but he will be ready to do stuff next turn.
Great. Okay. So one way that we talked about, differentiating is moving them up. So you notice here, I've moved my 2 cards further up. Mm-hmm. So I've now distinguished, hey, those are ready to play. And so that's how I let you know that those are in.
Okay.
So I've got 4 ink over there.
Mm-hmm.
So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take an Aurora and Inker. So I now have 5.
Okay.
I'm going to use 3. Bring in Princess Jasmine, the disguise.
Okay. So I know Tala has a thing where if you banish her, she becomes ink. Does Aurora have a special ability? Because I can't. It's too tiny. I can't see.
No. Aurora does not.
Does the other one?
Nor does Jasmine.
Okay. And I can't see either of their attack or defense scores because.
Okay. No. Totally understand that. So, Tala is a 1/1.
Okay.
Aurora is a 2/2. And Jasmine is a 3/3.
Okay. So, question: Is banishment? I know banishment is different from discard. When a character is defeated in a battle, is that a banishment or is that a discard?
That is a banishment.
Okay.
Yep. So, and that's what I was going to get to. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use Grandma Tala. I'm going to have her sing 1 jump ahead.
Okay.
So I get to take the top card and make it ink.
Okay.
Okay. That exerts Grandma Tala. So she's used for this turn. So she can't do anything. Now you don't have any creatures that are available to be attacked.
No.
So only creatures or I should say, yeah, creatures that are exerted can be attacked by the opposition. So that means you can protect cards that you want to protect for certain. But with Aurora, since you don't have anything, I am going to quest with her, which also exerts her. But she has 2 little diamonds right here. So when she quests, she gets me 2 lore.
Okay. Can you only gain lore through questing?
Unless a card says otherwise.
Okay.
So that is, the rule is written. You can only quest to gain lore. But cards override all rules.
Okay.
So it is your turn.
Okay. So I draw my card. I am showing you a Mickey Steamboat Duder.
Yep. The original Mickey.
I'm gonna ink them. And then, so my Duder is dry. And both your Duders are exerted. And so I'm going to use 1 ink to play Vicious Betrayal on Jasper, which allows him to have a +3 to his. He's a 2/4, so he's now 5/4.
Okay.
And he is going to attack your Aurora.
Okay. So you are challenging Aurora.
Yes.
So when you challenge, you will exert the character that's doing it.
Yes.
Okay. And is that Vicious? Is that an action card?
Yes.
Okay. So it'll go to the discard pile.
Yes.
Because
But
it has been used.
It's still the end of the turn.
Correct.
So I'm just gonna keep it there.
So both of us do damage to the other creature.
Okay.
So I have attack of 2.
Yes.
So I will do 2 damage to your Jasper.
Okay. But he's got a defense of 4.
Right.
So he can take 4 damagios.
Right. Or willpower. They use willpower. The will to stay inked, basically.
Sounds good.
But you have banished my Aurora.
Yes. So she is goodbye. And then I'm going to spend 2 inkies. I think I'm just going to do it this way, so get out of the way. So that all 3 of these are spent. And I'm going to bring in a LeFou. And LeFou's ability is Fan the Flames, and when I play this character, I may ready a chosen character. Now, he may not quest for the rest of this turn, but that's okay, because you know what he can do?
He can fight.
He can fight. And so I can't go after Jasmine because she's herself wet and not ready, just like LeFou is back here. But I can instead attack her, and she will do 1 Dimaggio to my Jasper, bringing him to 3 Dimagios total.
Yep.
And Vicious, I'm done now, and he is exerted.
So Grandma Tala, as we talked about earlier, does have that special ability.
She'll go into ink.
Yep. So I will be with you when this character is banished. You may put this card into your inkwell, face down, and exerted. So that means she was already spent. So if I did it during my turn, she would not be able to be used as ink until the next turn. So.
Okay. And I think that's all I can do. How are you keeping track of your lore? Because you've gotten.
I have a counter right here.
Oh, got it. Okay. Yep. Sorry.
Using a good old D&D health counter that I got back from, I think.
Your stuff is so tiny, dear.
Sorry, my camera's a little bit further away.
Okay, and then I'll reset my inkies, and he's exerted and with 3 Dimagios, and he's safe because he hasn't done nothing. And then now it's your turn.
Yep. Now, as you'll see, the damage does not get removed, so it stays. So
unless otherwise,
I'm gonna draw a card.
Yep.
All my ink is now ready.
Yep.
Jasmine is ready.
Yep.
If I had still had a character that had been exerted last turn, I would have readied them. Yep. So it's draw, ready, go. All right. I'm going to spend 2 ink. And I'm going to bring in a Prince Eric.
Okay.
He does have an ability. He's a challenger +2. So while challenging, he gets a +2 to his strength.
Cool.
He is a 1/3.
Okay. So effectively, in a challenge, he's a 3/3.
Correct. No. If I challenge.
Yes.
Challenger only works for the active player.
So if I attack you, you only won.
So your Jasper over there is an attack of 2.
Yes.
I think it's more advantageous to just quest.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go to 4.
Okay.
4. Instead of trying to. But that is all I can do.
Okay. So now it's my turn. So I draw my card. And I ready my Jasper. And my LeFou is now ready to do the thing. And I have 4 inks. And I think what I would like to do is I am going to ink. He's got a sword.
Okay.
Because I want my inks. And then I am going to spend my 5 inky boys to bring in a Mad Hatter. And Mad Hatter is a 2/4, and his special ability is that when you challenge this card, or when this card is challenged, I get to draw a card. And then I'm just gonna quest with this boy, and his special ability is when he quests, you can't quest for the next turn.
Okay.
Or sorry, a chosen opposing character cannot quest. So I'm gonna. What's your Prince Eric is a 1 what?
3 on the attack. He has a quest value of 1. Aurora, or Jasmine, sorry, is a 3/3.
Well, she's the only one I can do it to because she's the only one deserted, right? Or no?
No, you can do it to other characters.
Well, I think I would like to do it to your Yasmin. So I'm gonna get my first, yay. Not for long. And then I'm also going to quest with Lefty and go to Dos Puntos. Nope, not 12, Dos. This is not easy to read. Hold on, let me see if I've got one that's clearer. That one easier to read? A little?
Little. Nope.
Can you hand me our daughter's D20? It's to your left by the elephant. Thank you.
Mary's first dice.
Yes, that's very clear. All right, and that's all I can do. So, I bring these things back, and it's your turn.
Oh.
I'm on the board, you guys.
Me?
Also, you need to speak up a little bit. You keep cutting out, dear.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. You just, when you're telling me about Eric's card value, I could hear you because you're right there, but you didn't come up on the mic.
I'm trying not to echo through your mic.
So you are echoing through my mic.
A little bit, yeah. I appreciate it. It just makes it difficult when you're trying to talk in it.
I can turn it on when I want to talk.
Okay, we can do that. All right, so so I can't quest this round with
not
Jasmine.
with Jasmine.
Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. What is LeFou's attack and defense?
2 puntos, 2 puntos.
Yep, 2/2. And Gaspar is a 2 as well.
He is a 2/4.
All right, so all my ink is ready. So we'll start with that. I'm not going to ink this turn. I don't feel like I need to now that I've got
6,
2,
7,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in here.
Yes.
So the first thing I'm going to do is Jasmine is going to attack LeFou.
Okay. So Jasmine takes 2 puntos damagios and LeFou goes good night. And Jasmine is a 3/3.
She is. So
okay.
she is still on the board.
And then you're gonna, what you doing next?
Prince Eric is going to challenge your Jasper.
Okie dokie. So he goes good night. He takes the big nap, and Prince Eric takes 2 damagios, and he is a 1/3.
That is correct.
Cool.
And then I am going to spend 1 ink to play the action card Fire the Cannon.
Okay.
So I'm going to do 2 damage to your Hatter.
Rude.
And that's just deal straight damage.
My poor baby.
Yeah, Eric is alerted as well because he's back. And then I'm going to spend 1 more ink to play Magical Golden Flower. Of the chosen creature, I can remove up to 3 damage. So Jasmine is complete. And that is my turn.
Cool. All right, so it's my turn. I draw a card, and my boy is there. So that golden flower wasn't very nice, but I'm gonna what am I doing? I'm gonna spend 1 ink to play Stampede. Unfortunately, it only affects damaged characters, but Prince Eric goes goodbye because he takes 2 more damagios.
Well played.
I would have gotten your Jasmine too. And then I'm going to use my 4 remaining inkies bringing a ska.
The fiery usurper.
And then my Mad Hatter is gonna madly go to lore school for me to bring me up to 5.
You were 3 lore?
He's a 3 lore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a big boy. There's a reason he was expensive. He's a bad boy. Okay. And that is all I can do. So I'll bring my inkies back. And I defer to you.
I have no cards.
What happens if we do that? Can we take a turn to just draw stuff? Oh, that's
so this is the problem of my deck, as I was discovering, is I run out of cards. I don't have anything to play. I can only draw 1 card. So, in the words of Yu-Gi-Oh, heart of the cards, don't fail me now.
The power of friendship. And wait, you didn't do the thing. You gotta. What is the friendship seal thing? Yeah. Okay, is it my turn?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in here. So I cannot do anything from my cards. So I am going to quest for 2 more lore.
Sounds like a plan.
So I am now up to 6.
Okie dokie. My turn?
Yes, ma'am.
So I draw a card. What's the cost on that, Jasmine? Out of curiosity. 3? Okay. Well, my scar is now ready. And that happens. So I have a question. If I choose to use a character to sing a song, it exerts the character.
That is correct.
But if I choose to spin the ink, it does not.
That is correct.
So I'm going to spend 3 ink. And I'm going to say with my face that Mumsy knows best. And I'm going to tell Jasmine that her mother, or her father according to the movie, but her mother says return to the palace at once, because mother knows best. And go back to your hand. So that she is no longer on the field. Yeah. So, next I am going to quest, and I guess I will quest, and that's going to be 4, taking me to 9sies.
Yeah.
And then I reset my inkies, and it's your turn.
Draw.
I gave you a card back in your hand. I'm helping.
And I'm actually going to ink that, Jasmine.
Do I want to know what card you have in your hand that you need 8 ink?
Say hello to Maui. Maui is an 8 ink, so I spent all 8 of my ink.
Does he have a special ability?
Does not, but he is 8 attack.
Yeah.
8 defense.
Ow.
And 3 lore.
But he is wet.
He is wet this turn. That is correct.
Okay.
But that is all I can do this turn.
Okay. So I'm gonna draw my card. Oh, sweet boy. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spinning them all. Dragonfire, get that stuff off. No. You can't have that card. See, I burn him. I burn him with Maleficent's Rage. I've been holding on to that card since the very first draw just for this. Not that I knew you had a Maui, but I knew you had some nonsense because you kept pulling and inking stupid stuff. So.
But that's the first time I've ever summoned Maui.
That's very nice. Maleficent ate him.
No, well, she burnt him to a crisp. A barbecue.
Yeah, extra spicy Polynesian barbecue. Anyway, and with that completed, I'm going to quest with my Mad Hatter and quest with my Scar and go up to 13. Is your move, sir. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. trying to pull out.
I'm gonna spend 5 to bring out the beast.
Okay. Does he have any special abilities?
He does, but you have nothing that affects it. So his ability is break. When you play this character, you may banish a chosen item. So basically, if you had an item on the field, I could then force it to go to the discard pile. So he is 5. So that is all I can do this turn. And he is wet. So there's nothing I can do. And you may run away with this. Mike.
I draw my card. How expensive was that beast?
You have another dragon fire. Are you thinking about dragon firing my beast now too? You are mean.
I might have just drawn it. So I was gonna do something else, but I think this might be fortuitous because I don't like you breaking my thing. So I'm just gonna extra crispy that one too. And these boys are unexerted, and then these boys are exerted, and then that takes me up another 4, which is 17. And then it's your turn.
Okay, so unless I draw something to get points off the board for you, you win next turn.
I mean, you could kill my Hatter.
How? I have to draw.
You could do your damage nonsense I mean, I've got a card that could stop me.
Yeah, great for you. So just because it's my last turn and I can't do anything else, I'm going to spend 6 of my 8 ink. And I'm going to summon Mufasa.
Mufasa!
He is a 6 ink for a strength, 6 willpower. He is 3 lore. He does not have an ability.
So what you're saying is I need to buff my Scar so he can take down Mufasa before the end of the turn.
You can't attack him. He's inked wet.
What you're saying is I need to do it anyway.
Okay. But it is your turn, and there's nothing I could do. So if this were a tournament, I would actually just concede the match at this point.
Oh, don't be a baby.
Well, it's just whatever you would like to do.
I spend my 4 inkies, 4 of my 5 inkies. And I summon a Pongo because he's the goodest boy. And then
So let's talk about Pongo real quick. So there is an ability on Pongo called Evasive.
Yes.
Evasive states that only other evasive creatures can attack them.
Pongo is the bestest of boys.
So yeah, so basically they can attack anybody they want, or they can quest. And the only things that can attack them if they quested is other evasive characters. So Pongo is really good if you get him out early game.
Well, but I just drew him.
I know. I'm just saying it's more of just in general.
Okay. Well, I think that because it is past my bedtime and this has been fun, but I didn't think I was going to have a snowball's chance in Hades' backyard to actually secure the victory. So I am just going to quest and claim my 20 and shake your hand and say thank you for teaching me how to play this game.
Great game. So that is just essentially the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. As Simple kicked my butt.
You got 4 points.
Yeah, it is the issue. So the decks have their strengths and their weaknesses for the starter decks, but this is just 2 of them. There's still 1 more out there, and that is the yellow purple.
That's the one I wanted.
I know, which actually I think they say is the strongest deck. But yeah, each of those inks have their advantages. Hopefully you got to see a little bit of them tonight and enjoyed learning how to play. And until next time, I'm Nitemare.
And I'm Simple.
And we hope you enjoyed this Lorcana Learn to Play. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.